Good morning, Wilson.
Always great to check in with you. Last time on Homeschool, we were talking about eggs, and the birds are really active right now. We're kind of keeping that theme going, right?
That's right. If you step outside, you're going to hear them singing their little hearts out because they're in their breeding season now. They're ready to start reproducing. And an integral part of that is the constructing of bird nests. And, I want to throw this out there. I have a few nests to show you, but it is against the law to collect nests or eggs unless you have permits from federal and state authorities. And our museum has that. So we have these permits to collect nests for research and education. And we only do so after the nesting season is over.
Right. Don't be climbing up the trees and getting the nest, people. You're not supposed to do that. So you got a nest right there. What are you going to show me?
Well, this is one of a nest from one of our more common birds. This is from the American robin. And different birds use different materials in the construction of their nest. And one of the hallmarks of the robin nest is they use a lot of mud as a reinforcer for this. And the red clay around here, once it dries, it's pretty solid. So this
is like a brick.
Yeah, firm foundation for the American robin nest.
I think you showed us a robin's egg last time. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Keep the theme going.
All right.
Got this rather unusual one here, which sort of looks like maybe half a nest, but this is actually from a chimney swift. And if you recall, chimney swifts, as the name implies, they nest inside of our chimneys, and they actually affix the nest to the side of the wall. So this part would be in contact with the wall. But what's really interesting is the glue that they use to adhere the nest. Would you have any idea what that is?
I just got to guess you were talking about the robin. Would it be like dirt or clay or something?
That's a good guess, but in fact, they use their own saliva as a glue. Yeah.
What?
Pretty amazing. Use their saliva as a glue.
And that's crazy.
I know, but it works. It works for them. And, there's actually some swallows in Asia that construct their nest entirely out of their saliva. And if you order bird nest soup in Asia, that's what you're going to get. Basically, bird saliva soup.
I don't know if I would be ordering bird nest soup, but I appreciate the knowledge. Always learning with Dr. Steve right here. And, well, Steve, you sent me a nest right here. What are we going to do coming up later in the hour?
Well, I'm going to test your knowledge. I like to do that. So I'm going to test your knowledge and skills with that bird nest that I sent you.
Oh, boy. Always putting me on the spot. It's Dr. Steve with the York County Museum. Always learning, my friend. We got more Dr. Steve coming up. It's Wilson's World, WCCB Charlotte. We'll be back.
Good morning, Wilson.
Always great with you. We learned a good bit about bird's nests. That's what we're talking about today. And you sent me a bird's nest.
I did. And I want to reiterate, like I did in the first segment, it is against the law to collect bird nests unless you have special permits from state and federal authorities for research and education. We do have those at the museum, and we only collect those nests after the breeding season, after the birds have finished with them.
What he's trying to say is Wilson's World is now officially permitted and documented. We are an educational, we're working with the museum. I'm just messing. So one of the things, how do you use these when you're trying to, in one of your segments here? What do you want me to do with this?
Well, as I said earlier, different birds use different materials in the construction of their nests. So I sent you that nest in particular, and I'll tell you, it's from a northern cardinal, one of the common birds around here. And what I want you to do, Wilson, is on camera here, sort of disassemble that nest and tell me some of the components you see so we can figure out some of the things that cardinals like to use.
I got the leaves right here. I got a lot of leaves here on the bottom, kind of making the little bed of the nest right here.
That's very distinctive.
This is really put together well. My goodness.
Yeah.
There's a lot of leaves here on the bottom.
What about the inside?
The inside, I got pine needles. It looks like pine needles and maybe some dried. Wow, this is like a basket. It's really woven in there. This is amazing. I got some big pieces of dry grass and then a whole bunch of these pine needles all put in here. I'm having trouble pulling it apart because it's put together so well.
Indeed. That gives you a very good appreciation of what the birds can actually do.
Wow.
So you got three major components there. You got grasses, you got pine needles, you got leaves. Okay. So now, Wilson, I want you to put it back together. Yeah, put them together the way it was.
Put it back together the way. Now you had me tear it apart. Now I gotta. Okay. I guess I could put this in there. You can see all. Okay, I'll put that.
By the way, you can't use your hands. Birds only use their beaks and their feet to build their nests. I think I've made my point, right?
You are good.
Well, doesn't that give you an appreciation for what these animals can actually build using nothing but their beaks and their feet? And you said yourself how well woven that nest was.
I just got a little, you just dropped like a big knowledge bomb on us right here. Yeah, my brain always with Dr. Steve. I couldn't even begin to, wow, that's a really good point. Birds are doing it all with their feet and their mouths. I would be tempted here to put this leaf in my mouth, but I'm not going to. Dr. Steve, always great with you. That's a really good point out there. Again, don't be climbing up the trees and messing with the bird's nest. Just leave them alone. Leave that to the professionals like Dr. Steve. That was a really good point there, Dr. Steve. Thanks for the bird's nest. Thanks for the knowledge, and we'll check in with you again soon.
I look forward to it, Wilson. It's always a pleasure.
That was a really good one there. Hey, it's Wilson's World, WCCB Charlotte. We'll be back.